What's up, guys? This is Castaway, the show where we cast stuff, and then you guys tell us in the comments if we were terrible at it or not. I'm Joe Starr. I'm joined by Roxy Stryer and DJ Wooldridge.
Hello.
Hey, you guys. Today we're recasting the DCEU because why not? It looks like it's on fire and is probably in for a reset pretty soon. And what better trio to recast the DCEU than a little Flash and Friends reunion, my friends?
Hey.
What do you think about that?
Wait,
Yeah. So here's how this show works. Each of us is casting the best DCEU possible, but each of us has an extra challenge. So we're each sort of assuming the position of an executive at the studio. I'm the executive that just wants to make some money. I'm the popcorn guy. I just want to put butts in the seats. Roxy Stryer is our provocative executive.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, she kind of wants to set the studio on fire from the inside and really kind of disrupt the business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stick it to the man,
Yeah.
you know? But I have logic behind all of my choices.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's that balance of this could be crazy, but it could work. And DJ, he's just over here trying to make the best film he can, man. You're a prestige
man.
guy.
Exactly.
You want to
know,
win the awards. You want to win that fan love.
We all need that guy.
And then we sort of have to come to a consensus and balance our cast list, and we'll give you a final cast list at the end here. So let's get started. We are recasting all of the heroes from the Justice League and Luthor and Joker.
Classic.
Is where we're going.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, DJ, on Batman.
With
Who is-
Prestige?
Prestige. Who is the
Prestige.
best guy for the role?
Well, listen, you know, this might check off a few boxes actually, but I was thinking like you want that prestige, you want people having that Oscar talk maybe, you know what I mean? And I think you shell out the dollars to bring Christian Bale back in the role as Batman.
Okay.
You say, hey, this guy's won some Oscars. He's part of the most popular Batman franchise, superhero franchise. All the movies made all the money, and we try to connect it back to Nolan's films.
My butts in the seats guy. I'm sort of trying to do a well-rounded thing, so I didn't go with a massive star for Batman, but an up-and-coming star who I think is going to be breaking through with that Legion money, with that Downton Abbey fame.
Yeah.
Dan Stevens is Batman.
Yep.
Is my guy. Not a giant leading role guy yet, and also this is probably the lightest weight photo he's ever taken for Legion. But if you've seen The Guest, you've seen him as a completely ripped, emotionless murderer.
Or Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Yes.
saying.
Very hairy in that film.
He's amazing in The Guest. He's great in Legion. I just saw some behind-the-scenes footage of him in that Beauty and the Beast costume, and tremendous props to both him and Emma Watson, right?
Yeah.
For not cracking up every time they were on set in that giant CG suit.
Okay, so we've got Mr. Bale, we've got Mr. Stevens, Roxy. Throw us a curveball.
All right. The only reason that this one is provocative is because we suck as society.
That's
Otherwise,
fair.
this would not be provocative at all because it's very obvious to me that Idris Elba would make an amazing Batman.
Yeah.
He's just got that look, the intensity. You look at him and you're like, oh my God, he's hot, but I don't know if he also might murder me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Would I be okay with it? That's a good
Possibly.
pick. That's you know what? I dig that pick. Okay, we've got Bale, Stevens, and Elba for Batman. I think we're off to a good start.
You know, to be fair, all of these would get butts in the seats, and these are people that have won awards in their roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Ticking all the boxes over here.
so. Guys, let's move on to the blue guy. Let's move on to Superman.
Yeah.
I want to put butts in the seats, and
Yes, you do.
the last name Hemsworth puts butts in the seats. But I can't use Chris because he's Thor.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a little too much of a push.
Is it a little too provocative?
But there is a guy named Liam Hemsworth out there, and he's almost as good, and he's
This is Hunger
awfully
Games,
handsome.
homie, right?
Yeah, this is Hunger Games, Liam Hemsworth.
Good
This is
pull.
Independence Day Resurgence, Liam Hemsworth.
This is also Expendables 2, Liam Hemsworth.
Absolutely.
I think we're starting to poke some holes in your putting butts in the seats argument.
No, Hemsworth is a hot name right now. Westworld,
Yeah.
Thor. It's time for this Hemsworth to break through. There's money in that name.
He is handsome. So thinking prestigious, thinking awards, thinking people that lend a little air of weight, but also, you know, it's Superman. You know, you want somebody that can not only imbue hope into your audience, but also be able to play Clark Kent and do both roles really well. So I went with Oscar Isaac.
Oh God, he's so good.
He's so good. He's amazing in Ex Machina.
Okay.
He's got that roguish charm in Star
the
Wars that I
jawline.
think in the jawline. He's got that roguish charm in Star Wars that I think would benefit Superman, because I think there's an
Benefit the
argument
Boy Scout a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, because I think there's an argument to be made that, like, if you look at somebody like Indiana Jones, he's the big adventurer type, but also he puts on those glasses and the suit, and he's a teacher, and you buy it. You want somebody that can do that same type of have that same type of energy, and I think Oscar Isaac's the guy.
You have to have good hair, and you have to have a strong jawline, period.
Yeah.
And he has both things.
See?
I
Now,
will say that.
Roxy, give us that variety headline.
All right, well, this is the thing that I feel like similar to you, because yours was a little provocative. Mine's a little more provocative, though. I was going with Chris Evans on this one, because what could be more provocative than taking
Than
your
pulling
cap? Because let's be honest, how long does Chris Evans have his cap? So we take him as Cap, and he does a great job with that, like, leading man, very, like, straight and narrow. But I would also love to see him as Clark. And
I think
see
he
how
could do a
do
great
that.
bumbling Clark Kent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I almost think he might be better at Superman than he is at Cap.
Yeah, possibly.
It's taken me a little bit to be like, oh, he's Captain America. Like, I'm there now, but it took a little bit.
Took a minute.
Yeah, and so I think Superman, he'd nail it right off the bat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about DJ's shirt. Let's talk about the Flash.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
mine is so good for this
Then
one.
let's kick off. Roxy,
All
who is
right.
it?
So, do you guys have any friends named Barry that are women?
I don't.
Because I do.
Oh.
Millie Bobby Brown as Barry, Barri Allen. This girl could be such an unbelievable Flash. It's like bringing your Spidey to your universe. She's younger. She's impressionable. She also just like has the bone structure to be very quick. I don't know why I think that, but when you look at her,
We'll have to bring in the
you're like,
doctors in to see,
very
like, what's the
believable.
bone structure for being
Don't you
quick?
She has
think
very aerodynamic bones.
Yeah.
I get it.
But she's also, right now, people usually know her from Stranger Things, but she's such a fun-loving person. If you watch her in interviews or if you've ever met her, she's this giggly, like, dances to Beyonce, goofy girl.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
really goofy. And also it brings in a whole different audience because she's got that teenage thing going on.
Yeah. Well, guys, I need to make billions of dollars with this film,
Oh,
and
good
not
luck.
just domestically. So my Barry Allen is Chris Wu. Chris Wu is one of the biggest actors in China right now. He's huge. He was in a K-pop band that was massive in Korea.
Same.
He was just in. He had his first Hollywood role in the new Triple X movie. He's a really like just charming kid. Really just funny and quick and cool. And he's a massive box office force over there.
Also, props to being a more diverse cast. You know,
Yeah.
because I know the Justice League movies get a lot of shade, but I think casting is actually one of the things that they were pretty solid in, and especially the diversity of their Justice League. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I was going over my list, it would have been so easy to fill every role with a white guy named Chris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And plus, you put his K-pop group back together. They do the song at the end of the credits.
I love it. I'm there, but I think you can make some good money off of this guy too. And he fits the more traditional view of Barry Allen from the comics. I'm going with Ryan Gosling. You know,
Okay.
that La La Land,
Yeah.
that Notebook, that I think he'd be able to do the charm. He'd be able to pull off the kind of the nerdier sciencey aspect of it too. I think he'd do well.
He's pretty.
He is a very
I agree.
pretty guy.
Yeah.
Very
he,
handsome
He also
young
has
man.
the bone structure to look like he moves quick.
Yes. Let's move on to Wonder Woman. I'll start this off. Why change something that ain't broke?
Yeah.
Gal Gadot stays as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She's making a ton of money. She stays, man.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
Who cares? We say, hey, old school DC fans, the anchor is still here.
Yeah.
We are rebuilding the structure on a powerful gal foundation.
Yeah. There were, it's funny. There were talks about people in Warner Brothers were frustrated that Ben Affleck didn't Robert Downey Jr. the role, and it was like, but you've got Gal Gadot, and she definitely did. So
yeah.
maybe calm down. You got
Yeah,
it. Wasn't
you
who you
nailed
thought
it.
it would be, but you got
But you
one.
got
Yeah, you
one.
nailed it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
All you need is one.
Roxy.
All right, this one is strange because she's. I appreciate what she stands for. I think she's gone slightly overboard, but she has become like the Khaleesi of the Me Too movement. And I think that a lot of people look at her as like a real life Wonder Woman right now. And that is Rose McGowan.
Okay.
If you put Rose McGowan in this role, that is a strong choice. Like,
Yep.
that
It's
is
provocative.
That is like, holy crap, Wonder Woman. And I'd be a little afraid. And I think that Wonder Woman should make you a little afraid.
I might be afraid to not go see the movie.
Yeah.
I would go purely out of fear, maybe.
And talk about getting butts in seats. People are like, all right, I've got to go. I don't want her to call me out on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to this film.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she is strong, too.
Yeah, no, she's a great
got,
actor.
The build, and she's a strong performer.
And she did great in Planet Terror, which is an action movie. All her action stuff was great in that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So for me, thinking awards, thinking prestige, thinking like the best possible cast you can get, and this is actually somebody that was on my list prior to Gal getting cast, and that's Jessica Chastain. Because she's very statuesque.
Yeah.
You could tell me that she's a goddess and I would believe you. She can also do the action roles because she was in that Huntsman sequel.
Yeah, she was good in that.
And Zero Dark 30. She's got a very commanding, powerful presence that the awards people always love to chat about.
Could see her leading some armies.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
And definitely people could fall in love with her,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
So Aquaman. I feel a little bad already recasting Aquaman because, Jason Momoa was fine in Justice League. It's an interesting, as Spencer called him in the Honest Trailer, Brosidon of the Broshin. Is a fun take on the character. We haven't seen his movie yet, so we don't know if it's going to work or not. But I got to recast the guy.
We hear it's okay, though, so far.
We do
those
hear it's
test
okay,
screenings.
just like we did with all the other ones. Guys, I'm going for Aquaman. Idris Elba.
Whoa!
Nice.
This is my with the Justice League and Batman v Superman, they sort of did Batman as the older grizzled guy. I'm going Aquaman, already king of Atlantis and all that good stuff. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. Grizzled, underwater, ornery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think his abs look like?
Like scaly, maybe?
No, I
Oh, in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like as Aquaman.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's
I'm sure
ripped.
there's-
Like, I
I'm not-
picture him
Oh,
as
yeah.
ripped.
I bet there's pictures of ripped Idris Elba out there.
Who else's abs do you want to see, Roxy?
Well, I don't know if I want to see this guy's abs, but if you guys were Entourage fans, as I was, you know that they were doing an Aquaman movie in this. And that Adrian Grenier was supposed to be Aquaman. Now, I feel as if he always got robbed from this role, and most people who actually were seeing Justice League and are thinking about the Aquaman movie think about him because of Entourage.
Yeah.
It's not because they read the comic books. They think about him and that little green dorky outfit, like with the yellow. And I think that he could actually be cooler than that. And he's made a lot of documentaries since. I feel like he's grown as a person.
Nice.
And it would be very, very provocative if you took this once TV star who has also said that he doesn't care about the industry at all and never really wants to return to it and forced him to be Aquaman.
Forced him.
That's an interesting
You
journey.
blackmailed him to we know what you did on the set of
we know what you
Entourage.
did, and you're coming back.
Yeah.
We're going weird with this
He's
one.
playing his Entourage character playing Aquaman.
Yeah.
I
I
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
I like
all
that.
Warner Brothers properties, all perfectly feasible.
The direction I went was more like ornery pirate direction.
I'm listening.
And I went with Tom Hardy. I went
Okay.
with Tom Hardy because if a lot of times the best depictions of Aquaman is he's a little bit pissed off all the time.
Yeah, this is
the most
that more
well-received
beardy.
version. Yeah, more
with
beardy,
the hook.
maybe with the hook, maybe even an eye patch. If we're going with the pirate direction.
And if he really wanted to cover his face, he could just have like a squid on his face at
Yeah,
all times.
absolutely.
And,
I feel like Hardy could be Batman,
Yes.
Aquaman, Joker.
I think, honestly-
I think we just need him in our universe.
Honestly,
somehow.
I actually think he could do a really good job as Superman. If you've seen,
Possibly.
if you've seen,
with the slick back hair.
yeah,
like-
when he played the two brother criminals, I can't remember the name of
Yeah.
the movie. You know what I mean? And I think he could do dual roles very well.
I definitely see him as more of Snyder's Superman from the show Taboo.
Yeah.
Very similar brooding murder characters. Guys, let's talk Cyborg a little bit. I need you two to help me break this tie.
Okay.
Because I have a tie for Cyborg. Breakout star of Black Panther, Letitia Wright, who is...
Yeah,
Great.
I actually thought about going that way too.
But then I was also like, her or Janelle Monáe as Cyborg is my other pick. She's a huge music star. Her new album is going to be massive. It's got all this crossover appeal. She's already a decorated actor with just roles from Moonlight and Hidden Figures. So obviously not a box office face right now, but like I feel like on the cusp. She just needs that push.
If you're a popcorn person, I would say Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
Yeah, as popcorn, I agree.
Yeah.
DJ, Cyborg.
Yes.
Borg us up.
One of the things I thought would have been interesting is this is not an actor that's really on a lot of people's radar right now. However, I thought it'd be cool to really play up the youth of Cyborg. I feel like ever since he's been incorporated in the Justice League and the comics and the movies, they've kind of like aged him up to be one of the members. Where I think it'd be more interesting.
They grew
to
him up
have,
past Teen Titans.
Yeah,
little.
to have the kid on the team that's like wow with everything. So I chose Jacob Latimore, who is from a small movie called Slight, and he's very good in that movie. And he's young; he's like 21. And so I think it'd be a cool. And I believe also he's a musician. Once our powers combine, man, I feel like the soundtrack of this movie is going to be fire.
Crush,
What is his name? I don't even know him.
Jacob Latimore, and he's in a movie called Slight that's okay, but he's easily the best part in it. Yeah, and I think he could bring in some of that buzz, that Oscar talk.
Okay. I'm digging it. All right.
This is another provocative one because I'm plucking them right from Marvel, just like a pluckety pluck. Winston Duke. M'Baku. He was so good. But he's also kind of a jerk in Black Panther, but he's also ends up being not. And I think he's got that edginess. We could still go with the football background because he looks like he totally would have rocked it on the field. And I think that he's got a little more. I love Ray Fisher, and I think he's incredible. But this guy looks like he's got a little more like backstory, like an onion. You peel it, and there's
looking at that guy, you're like,
you're like, what's happening in your life, man?
He also already looks like might be a cyborg.
Yeah, that's true too.
One challenge is I can almost guarantee he'd probably be taller than anybody else you cast.
Apple boxes.
Yeah.
So many apple boxes.
Yeah, he could easily be the physically biggest member of the Justice League, especially yours with
definitely taller than Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. She'd be like,
Hi. Roxy, who's playing Lex Luthor for you? Who's your big bad?
Here's the one who's about to drop a beat for you.
Oh
no.
Kanye West. Kanye West is my Lex Luthor. Okay, I understand that Lex Luthor has to be very calculated. And the lines will do that for us. He will memorize them and read them, but he's also going to go off book at times, and that's very Lex Luthor too. Like just gaff, gonna do his own thing. He is a real life villain. And I don't mean that meanly. He just is like a crazy. And so you never know what you're going to get. And there's going to be tons of surprises. And kind of like Jared Leto on set sending used condoms to people.
Everybody loves that.
I have to hear the behind the scenes stories of what Kanye is going to do. Because you know he's going to do some weird stuff. I'm opening all of the doors.
So for me with Lex Luthor, I think to cast the ideal Lex Luthor, it needs to be somebody that in an alternate reality, he would be the hero of this universe. Okay. In a world where you don't have Superman coming in and sweeping in and saving the day, somebody that's a little bit more Machiavellian, the ends justify the means, would be the one that gets it done. And it's somebody that resents Superman because he is the peak of physical condition. But I'm also doing prestige, so I want somebody prestigious. I'm going with Tom Cruise. I think Tom Cruise would be, I think Tom Cruise has
also
a very
partial villain in life.
Yeah, he's got a very charismatic, engaging energy, but he's also got a very predatory energy, and we don't normally get to see him play villains. And I think he could murder it. I think he'd absolutely destroy it. If you look at his role in Magnolia, if you twisted that even a little bit more, and also if you go with somebody again that resents Superman because he's got all these physical gifts with somebody that's worked for it, Tom Cruise. Is probably one of the people in this world that is closest to physical perfection. Like he's worked so hard to be who he is.
Yeah,
I feel like he could bring all that to Lex Luthor.
What about real life stunts? What is he doing for stunts on this film?
You know what? He probably he's got Lex Luthor typically has the Lex suit. He might have something that's a little less clunky in this version. So he's jumping around fighting Superman in real time.
Yeah.
Dig it. I had Tom Cruise as my Lex actually. For a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I need to make more money. And I got to look at those international dollars again. So my Lex Luthor is Shah Rukh Khan, a.k.a. SRK. He is the biggest Bollywood star in the world. There are a few people living in India. A couple. There's a handful of people there.
No way.
It's an underserved audience here domestically. The dude's great. He's incredibly charming. I watched a few like movie trailers of his, and he just has the look and the presence. But then I actually watched a TED Talk of his, which I feel like would also be a very Lex Luthor thing.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh yeah,
You were sold.
This guy hates Superman, and you could even bring a little bit of that. Immigrant makes good in the U.S. and then gets topped by this basically god from space. That's just like. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I had to claw from nothing.
Yeah.
And then this guy just swoops in. So that's I just need those. I just need those dollars, the international dollars, guys.
All about the money.
We got to end on Joker. This is a tough one too. Roxy, provoke us.
Yeah. So this person, like, actually kind of the Joker in life. There's been a lot of fan servicey videos going out about him being the Joker. He is pushing hard to be the Joker via Twitter and all other social medias. And that is Tommy Wiseau.
All right. I'm with it.
He is real life, like, creeping me out, but also kind of in on it. Like, he knows how wild he is, so I feel like you don't even write this guy a script. You see how he responds in scenarios, and that's scary. There's something about the eyes, man, and that's what you need. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with these fan-made trailers, Google some of them, because, like, gosh. Like, holy gosh. Yeah, he's, whoa.
I want to top this desperately because he scares me as a person, but and I don't want him on my set. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to top him.
I didn't know these were our sets. Now I'm afraid.
But I'm going Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a critical star, but he's also a big blockbuster leading man. I think there's been a lot of call for that he'd be a really good match for the Joker. I almost feel like you'd go more of a big over-the-top Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson with Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if it's just the eyebrows and how expressive they are that makes me feel like he'd be a little more over-the-top than maybe like a Ledger, like, Jake Gyllenhaal's my guy. He's going to put butts in the seats.
It's interesting. It's interesting that you say that, because this was a guy that I was considering for Superman for a second, but because I also have seen Nightcrawler, I also put Jake Gyllenhaal as my Joker.
Okay.
Yeah. Because again, he's got the awards buzz. He's got people talking about him. But I really, like, there's talk of him being Batman, and it's like, no. If you've seen Nightcrawler, it's like he needs to be one of the villains.
Yeah, and he's incredible in that movie.
Well, guys, we've laid out our casts. Let's do some deliberation and come up with our final cast, shall we?
Mine might be a little more problematic, but has the potential to be genius.
My gut's kind of saying Elba.
By the way, Natalie Portman would make a great Lois Lane, just saying.
Would you buy a record of Millie Bobby Brown just doing Bobby Brown covers?
Duh.
Yes.
Guys, we have deliberated, we have cast the DCEU.
So what's the run down the list real quick?
Let's run down our final list, guys. As Batman, we have Idris Elba under the cowl. As Superman, Oscar Isaac, the Boy Scout Oscar Isaac. Oh, look at that face! Getting a cat out of a tree. He's gonna be great. The Flash, Millie Bobby Brown, which I think is brilliant. That's gonna be great. Wonder Woman, Jessica Chastain. Is taking over the role. Big shoes to fill, but I think she can do it. Jessica Chastain could definitely do it. Aquaman, old man Aquaman, Tom Hardy. Gruff, bearded, hook in hand Aquaman. I'm so into sea shanty Tom Hardy as Aquaman. Cyborg, Janelle Monáe. She is already a robot, so it's perfect.
In a good way.
Yeah, you can save on special effects already. Lex Luthor, Tom Cruise, in perhaps the role of a lifetime. I'm sold now. I'm really warming up to it. And finally, the Joker, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a strong DCEU, you guys.
Yep.
I think we've done some good work. I will draft up this letter and fax it to Warner Brothers.
There you go.
To let them know.
Yeah, like the cool kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for doing the show with me. Great picks. Great time spending with my Flash and Friend alum.
Yeah.
See you guys soon. Guys, let us know what you think in the comics. Are we the worst? Tell us, and then tell us your picks. Or if you agree with these, let us know that too. That'd be nice to hear. We're people.
Or say nice things. Yeah.
Just say nice things. Say nice things. I need validation. Guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.